Hi everyone, this is Radhika here again. So this video is about why are so many people of the older generation narcissistic, and why they are near the malignant end of the spectrum. So this video is just my point of view on the subject, and there's no evidence per se to support it. It's just something that I feel is true. So, in my life, I have observed that mostly the people who fall on the malignant end of the narcissistic spectrum are like a little bit older than I am. Like they are like usually the age group above 45 um, are show more of narcissistic tendencies, and I always used to wonder why this is so. And um, I actually don't feel there are so many narcissistic people after that generation, or even if they are more aware narcissists. So they know that, they are a particular way, but beyond, like people who are above 45 or 50, they are completely unaware of how they are behaving and how it is affecting others. So that's why they are more on the malignant side of the spectrum, but I might be wrong. I have not come across any person who is malignant NPD who is my age. um, I mean, I have friends who show the signs of being a little bit narcissistic or little bit more on the NPD spectrum, but they are not full blown yet. So I have some theories on why this is so, because I always used to think, why is it so? And now again, these theories or the thoughts that I have is not it does not aim to condone what those people are doing, um, and it's not to accept and allow that kind of behavior, but it is in order to understand why they act this way, why are they behaving the way they are behaving. And everyone is responsible for their behavior, no matter what the circumstances. You have to take responsibility of what you do, good or bad or neutral. It is your responsibility because they were your actions or your thoughts or your intentions. So it's not meant to kind of accept and allow that kind of behavior, but it is to understand why do they do what they do. Because I don't think anyone does anything without a reason. There's always a reason behind why someone acts the way that they act, why someone is the way that they are. So it's in order to understand that reason that I have kind of thought about all this. And I mean, even in my personal life, when I have bosses in my professional life, I've always seen this, that the older the boss is, the more kind of in control they want to be, and the younger the bosses are, the more easygoing they are. So in olden times, things were different, and people were a lot more in the animality aspect of humanity. And that was the stage of the earth's consciousness at large. So everything was based on survival and kind of conquering nature and making your mark on this earth, and that's where humanity was. So in the chakra system, it was more in the Swadhisthana chakra and the Manipur chakra energies most of the time, which is basically survival mode in Swadhisthana chakra, and making your stamp, or I mean putting your stamp on things, or conquering nature kind of mode in the Manipur chakra, where humanity is trying to conquer nature and everything around it. So that was kind of the stage of the collective consciousness or earth's consciousness at the time. And there used to be wars and powerful people would win, and people had to be worthy just to live. So living was like a luxury, and it's not even living nicely was a luxury, just survival was a luxury, and not everyone had it. And many times, if you live or you die dependent on your identity. So it depended if you are like of a noble class, noble birth, or if you are a peasant, or if you are a woman, or you are a man, or if you are so called different, if you are a witch, or all these kind of things. So there was a deep attachment to your identity, and there was also a deep reasoning for people to kind of conform to whoever was the most powerful at the time, or whichever clan had the more power at the time. So there was a definite need to conform to society standards. If you did not conform to it, then either you were outcast, or you were sent to the hills, or you were, like burnt, or some bad thing was done to you. So that was the way the world used to be. And I would say after World War II, people, they just, I mean, this is, I think, these are historical facts, that there was a boom in uh, children all over the world after World War II, because whoever survived, they wanted to procreate as much as they could, and they used to have lots and lots of children, because they would feel like if the weaklings died, we have to have some more, just to make our generations like go ahead to put our stamp on the earth, because we want our genes to continue. So actually there's a vritti of the Swadhisthana chakra which is called Sarvanash, which is like annihilation. So you are completely destroyed, and no mark of you remains on this earth. And I think when there was World War II, because of all the tension and bombings and everything, like there was so much toxicity everywhere, that people, they were really afraid that humanity might be like wiped off. So uh, after surviving, everyone had children like crazy, and they did not have children to raise them, they had children to put their identity into the world. That was their intention when they created children. They wanted them to remain in the world, themselves to remain in the world through their children. That is the intention with which these children were created. So these parents, they did not love these children because they were children. They loved them because they were a part of them, which they wanted to continue in the world. And that's what narcissism is. It's like you don't even love your child because it is a child, or because it is a living being, or because it is pure and made of love, etc. You love something only because you are seeing yourself in it, and that's what narcissism is. So that's why a lot of the baby boomers generation is considered to be narcissistic. And that's how they actually got affected, because the energy of the atomic bombs, and the explosions and the death which was in the air, it must have affected these baby boomers, along with bad parenting from their parents, who kind of just wanted to put their own mark into the world. And the only, like, a lot of them were loved in kind of a what do you say, they were loved only if they were worthy of love. So they were loved only if they did the things that their parents asked them to do, or they were loved only if they looked a certain way, or if they got certain grades. So they were loved conditionally. They were not loved unconditionally just for being themselves, but they were loved for being like how the parent wants them to be. And that's the intention they were created with. So they were created with that intention. So basically, I think this is the generation that actually became the most narcissistic, and these are called the baby boomers. I think they are the ones who go from 1940s to 1960s, and so this generation was the most narcissistic according to me. And then after that, they might have thought that when we have children we will not be as bad as our parents have been, but they, of course, or they might have not thought about this at all, and they continued the same patterns which their parents did to them. So they might have, trans transmitted NPD down a generation, or maybe some of them actually did think that we have to be better parents than our parents were. But of course, you cannot completely let go of your conditioning, because a lot of it is subconscious, you don't even know it. And so subconsciously, they might have, transmitted some part of NPD down to their children. And so this is how basically NPD keeps on transmitting from generation to generation. And most of it is an effect of bad parenting, of children being invalidated for what they are and being made into something they are not, which their parents want them to be. And they feel that this is love, because once they are that other identity, the parent shows love to them. But this is not real love, and at some point their illusion breaks that, oh, I was actually not loved at all. And they are actually lucky if it breaks, because for a lot of them, they actually never get out of the illusion. They keep feeling that this is real love, and then they have kids, and then they continue this illusion with the kids. And then at some point, one generation will wake up and feel like, oh, this love has been an illusion all this time. So yeah, these were my thoughts on why I think older generation people are more narcissistic, and why they have been this way. And yep, so that was this video. Please do share your thoughts on this. And I have actually received some money again from YouTube, and some other money from my PayPal, Reiki, and the 7-day healing course that I have. So I will soon be choosing some charities and making a charitable donation. So thanks again for all the money that you guys have made for this channel, through the PDF, through Reiki, or through watching these videos. It's all going to go to charity very soon. I just have to choose 2 charities to give it to. And I will put that video up very soon. So I hope you guys like this video. Please do like, subscribe, and share about this channel. As always, I wish you all a lot of love and a lot of light. Thanks. Bye.